Amani, what's the situation there?
Well, people are already cleaning up here.
I am a broadcast journalist. That's my background. I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so I kind of came out of that cloud, I would say, officially in 2003. I started to understand there are people who are just have different walks of faith because that's how they were brought up, right? That's how they were. That's what their parents taught them. Just like my parents taught me to be a Jehovah's Witness or Christian. There are others who have their beliefs based on their cultures. I call the show Seeds of Awakening for several reasons. First of all, I'm pretty much a space cadet. The metaphysical side of life is what I'm interested in. So I just want to create a channel because there are probably many other people who are going through a spiritual awakening or are going to start one soon. Amani channel here. This is Seeds of Awakening, which is a new podcast, a video show that I just created, and had some different reasons why I want to create this first episode, because I've done several interviews and I figured I'd introduce myself to you, the audience. I first of all want to thank you for just watching, taking a moment to learn more about me and watch the episodes that I've created. So I started this podcast for a couple of different reasons. So I am a broadcast journalist. That's my background. And I've created several YouTube channels in the past. I created a project called My Urban Report, where I went out and did like citizen journalism type stories several years ago. I think back in like 2006, back when YouTube was really early. I was like one of the first broadcast journalists to really have a vlog. And I was going through grad school at the time. So I was kind of doing an independent kind of journalism-esque show. And then I started a video tutorial project with another partner called Web Video Chefs. And then out of that, I created a Video Fearless, which is a YouTube channel that sort of focused on video marketing tips and speaking on camera confidently, tips for business owners. And then I went on hiatus from that because I kind of got burnt out. And then I really haven't done anything creatively independently, so I was just like, well, maybe it's time for me to start. And so I call the show Seeds of Awakening for several reasons. First of all, I haven't disclosed this to too many people, but I'm pretty much a space cadet. Like I'm definitely into the Earth history and the kind of non-traditional. I see they call it New Age, but it's really not New Age. It's more the metaphysical side of life is what I'm interested in. And that interest officially started back in like 2003. I'll share my story in just a second. And so I would say that's when I had my awakening out of I was raised Jehovah's Witness. So I kind of came out of that cloud, I would say officially in 2003, though it happened gradually over the years. And so, just over the years, I just continued to learn things, and I haven't really had I'm not a medium, I'm not a channeler, I'm not a healer in any sense of the word, but I'm definitely open to the information that's coming from the sky, from the ether. And so, so I just want to create a channel because there are probably many other people who are going through a spiritual awakening or are going to start one soon, because as we know, times are definitely changing. There's definitely a shift in energy. The consciousness is changing of this whole world. And there are many people coming online. So that's why I wanted to create this show. So I'll share my story now. So I'm from East Palo Alto, California, which is in the Bay Area, which back in the 80s and 90s was very much how would I describe it? It was definitely an urban community with challenges. A lot of young people making bad decisions, but my mom especially, she became a Jehovah's Witness when I was like, I guess 7 or 8. And so my brother and I kind of got indoctrinated or raised that way as Jehovah's Witnesses. And we were pretty active. I got baptized when I was 12, so I was definitely into it. I was fully immersed in the culture. Jehovah's Witnesses have a very insulated kind of community. It's kind of cult-like. They don't really associate outside of their religion. They go in field service, so they go door to door knocking, proselytizing, because Jesus commanded that his followers preach the good news of the kingdom to all the inhabited earth, and then the end will come. So Jehovah's Witnesses believe that we're in the last days of this earth, and that they believe that only 144,000 per revelation will actually go to heaven. The rest of the people will get resurrected and live in a paradise earth. There's a whole method to how that's going to happen. There's going to be like great tribulation, and Satan will get banished and he'll get re-released, and it's a whole process. Basically, that's what they believe. They don't celebrate holidays because the Bible really didn't mention celebrating any holidays other than the memorial of Jesus Christ's death. That's really the only holiday celebrate. So Christmas, birthdays, Easter, those are all actually believed to be pagan holidays or non-Christian holidays, which they are. But I don't really judge any of those holidays now. I mean, it is what it is. Like it's family time. It's a time for people to come together. I'm not really judging someone for celebrating a holiday. I've celebrated Christmas and birthdays and all that now that I've kind of removed myself from the Jehovah's Witnesses. So I ended up going to college after I graduated from high school, and I went to College of San Mateo, which is a community college in the Bay Area, and then I transferred to the University of Florida, where I started studying broadcasting, and I actually started studying journalism and broadcasting at College of San Mateo, and sort of just continued that when I transferred to Florida. And my college days, I still was going to the Kingdom Hall, still going to field service when I was at Florida. And then when I graduated, I got a job in Washington, D.C. And my roommates, they were one of them was from Gardena, California. The other one was from Fort Myers, Florida. And we had a third roommate who I really didn't see that much, didn't really associate with that much. But that's what really got me sort of started to think that my roommates, they were good brothers, but they weren't Jehovah's Witnesses, obviously. So that got me thinking, well, are they not going to reap the benefit of God's inheritance because they aren't Jehovah's Witnesses? And it just got me, I was just like a thought in the back of my head. It wasn't like it was a overreaching or overriding thought or anything. I met my now wife. She was my girlfriend when I lived in DC. She wasn't Jehovah's Witness. And she actually went to a meeting with me, or an assembly or a meeting. I can't remember which one. And she was talking to a sister there. And the sister was like, well, are you Jehovah's Witness? Are you baptized? And my wife was like, well, no. She's like, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. And my wife kind of got, my wife now, she's my girlfriend, but she got scared like, oh my goodness. But it all worked out in the end. And so I ended up moving to Tampa, Florida, which is where I got my first reporting job on air, on camera. And just got exposed to like, one Sunday I went to a Catholic mass, went to an Islamic temple or Islamic mosque, went to a Jewish synagogue, went to a Hindu temple. And I started to understand there are people who just have different walks of faith because that's how they're brought up, right? That's how they were, that's what their parents taught them. Just like my parents taught me to be a Jehovah's Witness or a Christian, there are others who have their beliefs based on their cultures. And so in 2003, I was still living in Tampa, Florida. I got kind of interested in the auras for some reason. And I went to a bookstore and found a book by Elizabeth Clare Prophet. And the book was channeled by Kuthumi and Joel Cull, I believe. It was on the auras. And so I kind of dug into that book. And there were some terms that were kind of familiar to me. Like it spoke about the I am presence. And of course, in the Bible, God's name, he says, I am that I am. When Moses asked God, what should I call you? He said, I am that I am. And there was other terms like the order of Melchizedek. The Bible talks about Melchizedek a couple times. And there was another mention of like a great white brotherhood. These are all kind of biblical terms that if this obviously wasn't a Bible. There's also mention of I think the authors said that they were like the three wise men who like were like in a lifetime they were incarnated as like the three wise men. So that really got my wheels spinning when I read that. Like three wise men, what? Reincarnated. And it sort of got me thinking like about reincarnation and just got me thinking about that kind of stuff. So I started meditating and I started getting real interested in like ascended masters. And I just started researching Ascended Masters and learned about Saint Germain. And of course, Jesus Christ was an Ascended Master, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Helios. There are a bunch of them who've walked the earth. And then I found a website called markaba.org. And there were some different meditations on the website. And I did one of the meditations and it, like my hands, like the energy that flowed through my hands when I did this meditation kind of like cramped up like this. And they stayed that way for like 10 minutes after I finished the meditation. I was like, something's going on. So I actually ended up going to Florida to do a 2-day Merkaba retreat. And so that just got me interested. And then I started hanging out with some brothers in Florida who are affiliated with Malachi Z. York. And they would like hit me to different terms like the Anunnaki and Inner Earth and Agartha and kind of like the things that they were learning about they just hit me different. They give me different information to read, and they're Masons as well. And I actually became affiliated with the Masons while I was in Florida. Though I never became a Nuwapian or I wasn't affiliated with Malachi's York, they certainly were, and that just kind of just gave me another bite of information. Like this happened slowly over time, and I've just continued to learn information. I've continued to open my mind, and I don't really associate with Jehovah's Witnesses, but I haven't like been disfellowshipped. I still have plenty of family friends back home in California where I'm from. I live now in Georgia. And so that's kind of where I am. So with my media background and the creative juices that I like, sharing stories and sharing content, I was like, well, maybe it's time for me to like reveal my spiritual side to the world, really, to YouTube or to the podcast world or to the universe, basically, because I feel like there are many who can benefit from different awakening stories, right? Everybody has a story, and there are more than ever, if you go online, there are different people sharing spiritual or esoteric knowledge. And so it's just my way to share my story and share other stories with you. So now I'll share some resources with you if you're looking to get more information, or just go to some different channelers or different information shares. Different folks online who you can follow, or books you can read. So I would start off with The Course in Miracles. There's a book called The Autobiography of Jesus Christ by Tina Louise Spalding, I believe is her name. Tina Louise Spalding. There are some great YouTube channels. There's Alunia. There is Tina Louise Spalding's channel, which is called Channeling Jesus and Ananda. Brian Scott, The Reality Revolution is real good. Daniel Scranton is a great channel to follow. He channels like the Arcturian Council. Elizabeth April is a great channel to follow. Those are just something to get you started. There's definitely more. If you go to my shorts, there are some different shorts that I create with different folks, and also share different promotional shorts to promote this channel in different segments from my different interviews that I've conducted. I've already conducted about 7 or 8 interviews, so I've talked to a former reporter like myself named Shay Allen. I've recorded Sherry Collins, who is a great spiritual teacher, Pat Lane, who's a QHHT healer, Jasiris, who's also Nate Gardner, who is actually from my hometown in East Palo Alto, East Menlo Park. I've interviewed Lori Ladd. In addition to me hosting the interviews, Shay Allen is also going to co-host some of the segments here, so be on the lookout for some interviews from her. I definitely want this to be a collaborative process. If any of you want to leave comments about your awakening story, or if you have an awakening story you'd like to share with me, please email me at seedsofawakeningshow@gmail.com. And just keep it tuned right here. I look forward to sharing more information with you. Thanks so much for watching. And if you're going through an awakening yourself, I'm gonna leave some different quotes as we close out. What would be your advice to someone who's going through an awakening?
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. That's number one. Put that on your mirror, put that everywhere. There is nothing wrong with you.
Allow whatever has to happen to you so it can happen for you. A lot of people are in this ascension process and they're like, it's too much and I don't want to do it. But let me tell you something. You're going to do it anyway.
You're going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. You're protected and provided for. Yes, validation to you for what you're feeling. Validation, yes. It's nuts. Accept it and now get to changing your life accordingly. But you're going to be okay.
Be gentle on yourself. Take some time for you, journal and burn if you need to. Like, just be able to shed those things for yourself that you don't want to hold anymore. And I would say, look at everything as it came from love, as opposed to, I need to battle this isn't fair. Because everything that you actually need to go through is just within you.
Main thing, like, you're going to feel alone. You're going to feel completely isolated. You're going to feel like nobody understands. And so, I'm here. I'm here, brothers and sisters.
Go within. Learn to meditate first. Once you learn to meditate, you have awareness. Awareness comes with mindset. Mindset comes with with implementation, doing it. You feel me? So just if you trying to wait, just go within and see, have self-awareness.
If you've been able to release fear, anger, forgive everybody in your life for everything that they've done, and to clear yourself of those things that cause a lower vibration, then you are awakening.